15. Black celebrities who died due to failed surgery. The untimely deaths of Kim Porter and Bernie Mac serve as stark reminders of the invisible battles that many celebrities face behind their public personas. While both were beloved figures, their struggles with health issues went largely unseen by the public until it was too late. Kim's sudden passing from pneumonia and Bernie's long battle with sarcoidosis left fans and loved ones devastated, prompting us to ask, how often do we overlook the personal challenges these stars endure for the sake of their careers? What can we learn from their stories about the true cost of fame? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Patrice O'Neal. Patrice O'Neal was an unapologetic force in the world of comedy, known for his sharp wit, bold commentary, and fearlessness in addressing the most uncomfortable topics. His ability to address complex social issues with humor made him one of the most respected voices in stand-up comedy, and his work on shows like The Opie and Anthony Show and Comedy Central Presents brought him a loyal following. Born on December 7, 1969 in New York City, Patrice grew up in a working-class neighborhood in the Bronx. His humor was shaped by his upbringing in a tough environment where he learned to stand his ground and make people laugh no matter the subject. Patrice had a unique way of seeing the world, often turning society's most uncomfortable truths into comedic gold. His stand-up was raw and unfiltered, speaking truth to power, and he didn't care if it made people uncomfortable. He used humor as a tool to challenge the status quo, often tackling issues like race, gender, and relationships with a fearless intensity. Despite his growing fame, Patrice struggled with health issues. As he got older, he dealt with obesity, which had become a significant health risk. It was his decision to undergo gastric bypass surgery in 2011 that would tragically alter the course of his life. The surgery, intended to help him lose weight and live a longer, healthier life, ultimately led to complications that would take his life far too soon. On October 26, 2011, Patrice collapsed after suffering a massive stroke. A blood clot, which had formed as a result of the surgery, traveled to his brain, causing irreversible damage. Patrice was rushed to the hospital, where he was put into a coma and placed on life support. His family and friends rallied around him, hoping for a miracle. Unfortunately, on November 29, 2011, Patrice passed away at the age of 41. His death was met with an outpouring of grief from the comedy world. Comedians and fans alike remembered Patrice for his larger-than-life presence, his fearless voice, and his unapologetic approach to comedy. He was a beloved figure who stood out not just for his comedy but for his genuine personality. Patrice O'Neal didn't just make people laugh, he made them think. And his tragic death left a void in the world of comedy, as his unique voice and perspective would never be heard again. Though his life was tragically cut short, Patrice O'Neal's legacy lives on through his work, and the impact he made on comedy continues to inspire new generations of comedians to be bold, fearless, and real. His death serves as a reminder of how even the most brilliant minds are not immune to the risks of surgery and health complications, leaving behind a lasting mark on the comedy world. Donda West. Donda West, a beloved figure in the world of music and culture, was more than just Kanye West's mother. She was the guiding force behind his success, the architect of his dreams, and a woman who contributed deeply to education, activism, and the arts. Born on July 12, 1949 in Oklahoma City, Donda was a woman of immense intelligence and passion. She held a PhD in English and was a professor at Clark Atlanta University, where she not only taught, but also encouraged students to pursue their passions. Her relationship with Kanye was one of deep admiration and mutual respect. Kanye often spoke about how Donda shaped his worldview, not just as his mother, but as a mentor and confidant. She was instrumental in his early music career, helping him navigate the world of hip-hop and guiding him through difficult decisions. Beyond her support for Kanye's career, she was a vibrant advocate for education culture and African-American rights. Tragically, Donda West's life came to an unexpected and heartbreaking end on November 9, 2007. At 58 years old, she underwent what many consider to be a routine cosmetic surgery procedure, a liposuction, and a breast reduction. These procedures were meant to help her feel more confident and healthier, but they came with unforeseen complications. Despite being advised to stay overnight for observation, Donda chose to recover at home, a decision that would prove fatal. That evening, Donda began to experience breathing difficulties and fatigue. By the next day, her condition worsened rapidly. Her family was concerned, but unaware of the extent of the danger she was in. Tragically, Donda passed away that night in her home, leaving her family and the world in shock. The official cause of death was ruled as heart disease exacerbated by the complications from the surgery. However, the circumstances surrounding her death raised questions about the risks associated with cosmetic procedures and the lack of proper aftercare. Kanye West, devastated by his mother's passing, spoke openly about how her death had a profound effect on him. He channeled his grief into his music, and in his song, "Hey Mama," he poured his heart out in tribute to her. Donda's death changed Kanye forever, as he grappled with the loss of the woman who had been his biggest supporter and the person who understood him most. Her passing also sparked a broader conversation about the dangers of cosmetic surgery, especially among African American women, and how the pressure to maintain a certain image can have devastating consequences. Donda West's legacy, however, extends far beyond her death. She remains an enduring influence on her son and a symbol of the strength, intelligence, and grace of Black women everywhere. John Singleton. John Singleton, a visionary filmmaker and cultural icon, was known for his trailblazing work in cinema, particularly for his landmark film Boys in the Hood, 1991, which made him the youngest person ever nominated for the Academy Award for Best Director. Born on January 6, 1968 in Los Angeles, California, Singleton grew up in a neighborhood rife with violence, poverty, and systemic issues which he brought to the screen with striking authenticity. He used his platform to give voice to marginalized communities, depicting the realities of life in South Central Los Angeles with nuance and sensitivity. After the success of Boys in the Hood, Singleton continued to define his legacy with films like Poetic Justice, 1993, Higher Learning, 1995, and Too Fast 2, Furious, 2003. He was not just a director, he was a pioneer, someone who brought complex narratives about race identity and social justice to mainstream audiences. Singleton's work resonated deeply with people of color, giving them representation in a way that had been largely missing in Hollywood. In his personal life, Singleton was a man of ambition and passion. He was committed to telling stories that not only entertained, but also challenged audiences. But despite his successes and his role in shaping the future of cinema, Singleton's life was tragically cut short due to complications from a routine surgery. On April 17, 2019, at the age of 51, Singleton underwent heart surgery to address vascular issues. Doctors assured his family that the surgery was low risk, and initially it seemed to go well. Singleton had always been known for his resilience, and after the procedure, it appeared he was on the road to recovery. However, just days later, he began to experience alarming symptoms. His blood pressure spiked, and he complained of unbearable headaches. On April 25th, Singleton suffered a stroke, which ultimately led to his brain shutting down. For several days, Singleton remained in a coma with his family, holding on to the faint hope that he would recover. On April 28, 2019, the heart-wrenching news came. John Singleton passed away, leaving behind a legacy that had only just begun to be fully realized. He was a visionary whose work paved the way for future generations of Black filmmakers, and his untimely death shook the film industry and the wider entertainment world. The death of John Singleton sparked discussions about the unpredictability of surgery and the risks even low-risk procedures can carry. His family, friends, and fans were left to mourn the loss of a man whose contributions to film and culture would have undoubtedly continued to inspire for many years to come. Singleton's passing was a profound loss not only to Hollywood, but to the communities he represented so authentically. He will always be remembered as a pioneer in cinema, and his influence on the representation of Black stories in film will endure. His legacy is one of creativity, authenticity, and a commitment to telling stories that matter. Stella Obasanjo. Stella Obasanjo. The First Lady of Nigeria was a woman of grace, intelligence, and immense dignity. Born on April 14, 1945 in Abeokuta, Nigeria, she was the wife of President Olusegun Obasanjo, who served as Nigeria's leader from 1999 to 2007. Stella was known for her poise, elegance, and deep commitment to social causes. She was highly respected across the nation and beyond, admired for her dedication to the empowerment of women and children. Before becoming Nigeria's First Lady, Stella had a successful career as a businesswoman and philanthropist. She was an advocate for education, women's rights, and health care, and she worked tirelessly to improve the lives of people in Nigeria. Her work extended across Africa, and she used her position to elevate causes close to her heart. A woman of great intellect, Stella was also a mother, a partner, and a source of inspiration for many. Tragically, her life came to a devastating end on October 23, 2005, just weeks before her 60th birthday. Stella had traveled to Spain for what was initially thought to be a routine and relatively simple cosmetic surgery, liposuction. The procedure was performed to refine her figure, but unfortunately things went horribly wrong. In the hours following the surgery, her condition worsened. Medical professionals initially failed to recognize the severity of her decline, and by the time they did, it was too late. Stella passed away in Spain, far from home, leaving behind her husband, children, and a grieving nation. Her death was a profound shock to Nigeria and the international community. While cosmetic surgery had become increasingly popular worldwide, Stella's passing brought attention to the risks associated with elective procedures and the importance of proper medical supervision. The decision to have a procedure in a foreign country without the presence of trusted family and advisors was heavily scrutinized in the aftermath. In the wake of her death, investigations revealed significant lapses in the medical care she received. The doctor who performed the surgery was later prosecuted, and the clinic where the procedure took place faced legal repercussions. However, for her family, no legal verdict could bring her back. Stella's untimely death served as a painful reminder of the unpredictable nature of surgery, even when performed by professionals. It also sparked national debates about beauty standards and the cost of striving for physical perfection. Today, Stella Obasanjo is remembered not just as the First Lady of Nigeria, but as a woman who dedicated her life to the betterment of others. Her passing left a void in her family, her country, and her legacy as a humanitarian and social activist. Stella's life was a testament to the power of women in leadership, but her tragic death also serves as a warning about the unforeseen risks of cosmetic surgery, particularly when safety measures and caution are not fully observed. Fife dog Malik Taylor. Fife dog, born Malik Isaac Taylor on November 20, 1970 in New York City, was a vital part of the pioneering hip-hop group A Tribe Called Quest. Known for his witty and introspective lyrics, Fife was an integral voice in the group's sound, which revolutionized the rap genre in the 1990s. A Tribe Called Quest's unique fusion of jazz rap and social commentary set them apart from their peers, and Fife's distinctive voice and clever wordplay were key components in the band's success. Though Fife's musical legacy remains undeniable, his personal life was marked by an ongoing battle with health issues. Diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in his early 20s, Fife had to make significant lifestyle changes in order to manage his condition. The complications from diabetes took a heavy toll on his health over the years, and he was forced to undergo numerous medical treatments and procedures. Despite the challenges, Fife remained dedicated to his music and continued to tour and perform with A Tribe Called Quest, even when dealing with the physical limitations brought on by his condition. In 2008, Fife underwent his first kidney transplant after his diabetes caused his kidneys to begin failing. For a time, it seemed as though the transplant had given him a new lease on life, and he even made public efforts to raise awareness about diabetes and organ donation. However, the second transplant, which he underwent in 2016, was not as successful. Fife's body rejected the new kidney, and complications from his weakened immune system led to further health problems. Despite fighting through his illness with resilience and determination, Fife passed away on March 22 in 2016 at the age of 45. Fife's death shocked the hip-hop community, as he had not only been a musical icon, but also an advocate for health awareness, particularly around the issues of diabetes and organ donation. His passing marked the end of an era for A Tribe Called Quest, as Fife's voice was irreplaceable in the group's dynamic. Although Phife Dawg was known for his lighthearted and playful persona in his lyrics, his death brought attention to the serious toll that health complications, particularly those related to diabetes, can have on one's life. Fife's legacy, however, endures in the music he created and the messages he left behind about living with illness and continuing to fight for the things you love. Gerald Levert. Gerald Levert, born on July 13, 1966 in Cleveland, Ohio, was a towering figure in the world of R&B music. As the son of the legendary Eddie Levert, lead singer of the O'Jays, Gerald grew up in a musical household where the art of soul and R&B was passed down through generations. His rich baritone voice was one of the most distinct and beloved in the genre, earning him a devoted fan base and respect from his peers. Gerald carved out his own path in the music world, first with his group Levert in the 1980s, and then as a successful solo artist throughout the 90s and 2000s. Gerald's career was marked by hits like Casanova, Baby I'm Ready, and I'd Give Anything songs that defined the sound of R&B in the late 80s and early 90s. His smooth, emotional delivery made him a staple on both the charts and in the hearts of music lovers. But despite his professional success, Gerald's personal life was plagued by struggles with his health and self-esteem. He often spoke about his battle with weight and the pressures that came with being in the public eye, a challenge that was especially difficult for him as a performer whose image was a significant part of his appeal. In the years leading up to his death, Gerald had undergone multiple cosmetic surgeries. As with many in the entertainment industry, the pressure to maintain a youthful appearance in the public eye can lead to difficult decisions. Gerald was no exception, having undergone liposuction and other procedures to alter his appearance. Tragically, these surgeries came with significant health consequences. On November 10, 2006, at the age of 40, Gerald was found unresponsive in his Cleveland home. The autopsy revealed that his death was caused by a combination of prescription drugs and the physical strain of multiple surgeries he had undergone. His heart, overwhelmed by the medication and the effects of surgery, simply stopped. Gerald's death left a huge hole in the R&B community. His soulful voice, which had been a constant in the lives of fans for nearly 2 decades, was silenced far too soon. The loss of Gerald Levert was a stark reminder of the hidden dangers that come with cosmetic procedures and prescription drug use. Many fans were left heartbroken by the untimely passing of one of the genre's finest voices, but his music continues to live on. Gerald Levert's legacy is more than just his catalog of songs. It's the emotional depth and rawness he brought to his craft, and the passion with which he lived his life, despite the challenges he faced. His story is also a cautionary tale about the pressures faced by celebrities in the entertainment industry and the sometimes dangerous consequences of trying to maintain an image at all costs. Gerald's legacy endures through his music, his contributions to R&B, and the lessons we learn from his too early death. Sean Rooks. Sean Rooks, born on January 22, 1968 in New York City, was a formidable presence on the basketball court, standing 6'10" tall. His career spanned over a decade, playing as a professional in the NBA for teams like the Dallas Mavericks, New Jersey Nets, and the Sacramento Kings. Rooks was known for his power, resilience, and skill, often playing in the center and power forward positions. He was a key figure in the NBA during the 90s, known not only for his physical abilities, but also for his intelligence on the court. Sean's career as a player was a testament to his endurance and his ability to weather the physical challenges of professional basketball. His hard work and dedication earned him a spot in the league, where he played for several years, often competing in games that took a tremendous toll on his body. After his retirement, Rooks transitioned into coaching, sharing his love for the game with younger players and mentoring them for their future careers. However, While his basketball career was filled with success, his personal health journey would ultimately take a tragic turn. On June 7, 2016, at the age of 46, Sean Rooks passed away after undergoing surgery. Rooks had been suffering from coronary artery disease, a condition that was exacerbated by his years of playing basketball. While the surgery was meant to improve his health, complications from the procedure led to his sudden death. Despite initial optimism from the medical team, Rooks' heart, which had been weakened over the years by his battle with heart disease, gave out just minutes after the operation. It was a heart-wrenching blow to his family, friends, and the sports community who had known him as a driven athlete and compassionate coach. Rooks' passing shocked the NBA community, leaving those who worked with him as players and coaches devastated by the loss of a respected figure. His story serves as a painful reminder of the toll that years of physical strain can take on an athlete's body. His death also underscores the importance of taking care of one's health after retirement, especially for athletes who have spent their careers pushing their bodies to the limit. While Sean Rooks is no longer with us, his contributions to basketball and his legacy as a mentor to younger generations continue to be remembered. Darryl Dawkins. Darryl Dawkins, known to the basketball world as Chocolate Thunder, was a towering figure on the court both literally and figuratively. Born on January 11, 1957 in Orlando, Florida, Dawkins was an NBA legend famous for his explosive dunks and colorful personality. At 6'9" and with a powerful frame, he earned a reputation as one of the most intimidating players in the game. His high-flying dunks were a highlight of his career, and he was the first player ever selected straight out of high school in the first round of the NBA draft, chosen 5th overall by the Philadelphia 76ers in 1975. Dawkins quickly became known for his dramatic dunks, some of which were so powerful that they shattered backboards. His famous rim-rattling dunks earned him widespread attention, and he was credited with making the dunk contest a staple in the NBA. His ability to combine athleticism and personality made him a fan favorite and a key player in the 76ers roster during the late 70s and early 80s. Off the court, Dawkins was a charismatic and playful individual who embraced his nickname, Chocolate Thunder, and was always ready with a smile or a joke for fans and teammates alike. Despite his larger-than-life persona on the court, Dawkins faced personal health struggles later in life. After retiring from professional basketball in 1989, Dawkins enjoyed success as a coach and mentor, but his personal life took a turn when health complications began to take their toll. Doctors discovered that his coronary arteries were severely blocked, and he was advised to undergo heart surgery. Like many athletes, Dawkins had always relied on his physical strength, but the years of intense physical exertion had put immense pressure on his heart. In 2015, he had surgery to address the blockages in his arteries. Though the procedure initially seemed to be a success, complications arose and Dawkins's body, weakened by years of neglect and strain, began to falter. On August 27, 2015, Darryl Dawkins passed away from heart failure at the age of 58. His death was sudden and devastating as it came after a period of recovery following surgery. Fans and former teammates were heartbroken, remembering Dawkins not just for his athletic talent, but also for his generous personality. His death served as a somber reminder of the physical toll that a career in professional sports can exact on the body, especially for players who spent years pushing their limits in pursuit of greatness. Though Darryl Dawkins may be gone, his legacy as one of the most entertaining and powerful players in NBA history endures. His unforgettable dunks, vibrant personality, and contributions to the sport of basketball continue to inspire players and fans alike. Kim Porter. Kim Porter, born on December 16, 1971 in Columbus, Georgia, was a multifaceted personality known for her work as a model, actress, and businesswoman. As the longtime partner of music mogul Sean "Diddy" Combs, Kim Porter was an influential figure in the entertainment world, recognized for both her beauty and grace. She began her career in the modeling world, eventually branching out into acting with roles in TV shows like The Wayans Bros and Law and Order SVU. Her undeniable presence and effortless charm earned her widespread acclaim and respect. Beyond her career, Kim was a devoted mother raising 4 children, including 3 with Diddy. Their relationship, although complex, remained a central part of her life as she and Diddy navigated both their personal and professional lives together. Kim's ability to maintain her career while being a present and loving mother made her a role model for many women in the entertainment industry. However, despite her success and personal achievements, Kim's life was cut short under tragic circumstances. On November 15, 2018, Kim Porter was found unresponsive in her Los Angeles home at the age of 47. She had been struggling with respiratory issues, including a long-standing battle with pneumonia, but her death came unexpectedly just days after seeming to recover from a prior illness. The official cause of death was later confirmed as acute pneumonia. However, Kim had reportedly been battling severe flu-like symptoms in the weeks leading up to her passing. The stress of balancing her career motherhood and personal struggles seemed to have taken a toll on her health. In the days leading up to her death, Kim had attended events, laughed with friends, and interacted with her children, giving no indication that her health was in such a dire state. Her sudden passing sent shockwaves throughout the entertainment industry, particularly among those close to her, including Diddy, who expressed his deep sorrow and devastation. Kim's death was a reminder of how serious health conditions, especially ones that can be masked or ignored, can have fatal consequences. Her passing also highlighted the often unseen struggles that many people face, even those who seem to have it all. Kim Porter will be remembered not only for her beauty and career, but for her strength as a mother and her role in the lives of those around her. She left behind a legacy of kindness, compassion, and professionalism that will live on in her children and in the memories of those who knew her best. Earl Morrall. Earl Morrall, born on May 17, 1934 in Muskegon, Michigan, was a professional football player who spent over 20 years in the National Football League, NFL. Known for his ability to step up in high-pressure situations, Morrall was a seasoned quarterback who played for several teams during his career, including the San Francisco 49ers, the Detroit Lions, and the Miami Dolphins. His legacy is defined not only by his individual performance, but by his role in helping guide teams to victory, particularly during his time with the Miami Dolphins. Morrall's most notable contribution came during the 1972 season when he took over as the starting quarterback for the undefeated Miami Dolphins after regular starter Bob Grease suffered an injury. Morrall led the team to several key victories, including playoff games that propelled them to Super Bowl VII, where the Dolphins defeated the Washington Redskins. Although Grease returned to start in the Super Bowl, Morrall's leadership in the regular season and playoffs helped solidify his place in NFL history, particularly as part of the only team in NFL history to complete a perfect season. Beyond his accomplishments on the field, Morrall was known for his steady, calm demeanor and his resilience. Throughout his career, he earned the respect of both teammates and opponents for his sportsmanship and leadership. However, after retiring from football in 1976, Morrall's life took an unexpected turn when he faced health challenges that would ultimately lead to his untimely death. In 2014, Earl Morrall, at the age of 80, passed away due to complications from brain surgery. Morrall had been battling a series of health issues, including cognitive decline, which had prompted doctors to recommend surgery. While the surgery itself was considered low-risk, complications during the recovery process led to a series of health problems that Morrall could not overcome. He passed away quietly in his sleep, leaving behind a legacy not just as a player, but as a key contributor to one of the greatest teams in NFL history. Morrall's death highlighted the difficult intersection of aging and health complications, especially for former athletes who had pushed their bodies to the limit. Though he had lived a long life, the surgery ultimately became the final chapter in a career marked by resilience and quiet determination. His passing was met with tributes from fans, former teammates, and fellow players, all of whom remembered him as a pivotal figure in the Miami Dolphins' legendary 1972 season, and a man who gave everything for the sport he loved. Earl Morrall's legacy continues to live on through his contributions to the game. His key role in the Dolphins' undefeated season and the quiet strength he displayed both on and off the field. His passing serves as a reminder that even the most resilient individuals can face unforeseen challenges later in life, and the toll that years of physical and mental strain can take on the body. Reggie White. Reggie White, born December 19, 1961 in Chattanooga, Tennessee, was a legendary NFL player whose impact on and off the field continues to resonate. Widely regarded as one of the greatest defensive players in football history, White's career spanned over 15 years, during which he became known as the Minister of Defense. His reputation as an unstoppable force on the field was built on his ability to disrupt the game with his combination of power, speed, and skill. He played for the Philadelphia Eagles, Green Bay Packers, and Carolina Panthers, earning 13 Pro Bowl selections and 2 NFL Defensive Player of the Year awards. White was a member of the Packers' Super Bowl 21 winning team and is remembered for his leadership strength and integrity. Reggie's powerful presence was not limited to football. He was also a devout Christian and a passionate advocate for his faith. His reputation as a kind and spiritual leader earned him respect beyond the sports world as he used his platform to positively influence others. Off the field, White was known for his charitable work, founding the Reggie White Foundation to help underprivileged children and promote youth sports. His legacy was built not only on his athletic abilities, but also on his role as a mentor and philanthropist. However, despite his robust public persona and seemingly invincible athleticism, White faced personal health challenges in the years following his retirement. In the years after his football career, Reggie White was diagnosed with sleep apnea, a condition in which the airway becomes blocked during sleep, leading to interrupted breathing. Though sleep apnea is common, White's condition worsened over time, and in 2004, he opted for a surgery to correct the issue and improve his quality of life. The procedure was intended to help him breathe better during the night and improve his overall health. But the complications from the surgery led to a fatal cascade of health issues. On December 26, 2004, Reggie White passed away from cardiac arrhythmia at the age of 43, just a few years after his retirement. His death was a devastating blow to the football world, and tributes poured in from fans, fellow players, and coaches who admired him both for his on-field dominance and his off-field character. Though the exact cause of his death was tied to complications from his sleep apnea surgery, his passing brought awareness to the serious consequences that can follow even seemingly routine procedures. Reggie White's legacy as one of the greatest defensive players in NFL history remains unmatched. His impact on the game is lasting, and his off-field contributions, particularly to faith-based initiatives and community work, ensure that his influence will be felt for generations to come. His untimely death serves as a reminder of the unforeseen risks that even minor surgeries can pose, and his passing underscored how even the strongest individuals can be susceptible to health complications that arise unexpectedly. Moses Malone. Moses Malone, born March 23, 1955 in Petersburg, Virginia, was a basketball legend who revolutionized the game with his powerful play and tenacity on the boards. Known as one of the greatest centers in NBA history, Malone's career spanned over 20 years and left an indelible mark on the sport. He was one of the most dominant players of his era, known for his relentless rebounding, scoring ability, and leadership on the floor. Malone was a 3-time NBA MVP and a 12-time All-Star, and he played a pivotal role in leading the 1983 Philadelphia 76ers to an NBA championship. What set Malone apart from other players of his time was his work ethic. His relentless pursuit of rebounds, his ability to score in the paint, and his leadership abilities made him a key asset to every team he played for, including the Houston Rockets, the 76ers, and the Washington Bullets. Malone's ability to dominate in the post was unmatched, and his skills in the paint earned him the nickname Chairman of the Boards. Off the court, Malone was a quiet and reserved individual known for his humility and focus on the game. After retiring from the NBA in 1995, Malone faced the challenges of life after basketball. However, his body, which had endured years of physical punishment, began to show signs of wear and tear. Malone's health became a concern, particularly as he struggled with his weight and other physical issues related to his past injuries. His health battles culminated in a serious heart condition which eventually required surgery to address severe coronary artery blockages. In 2015, Malone underwent a routine procedure to insert a stent into his coronary arteries, a surgery that many would consider low risk. The procedure went smoothly, but just days later, Malone began to experience worsening health complications. Fatigue, dizziness, and shortness of breath plagued him as his heart began to struggle. On September 13, 2015, at the age of 60, Malone was found unresponsive in his hotel room in Virginia. He had passed away from sudden cardiac arrhythmia, a condition that can result from complications following surgery, particularly when the heart is already weakened from years of physical stress. Malone's death sent shockwaves through the basketball world as fans and players alike mourned the loss of one of the most dominant figures in NBA history. He was not only remembered for his on-court accomplishments, but also for his humble nature and the quiet power he exhibited both during his career and in his post-retirement life. His untimely passing was a stark reminder of the toll that years of physical exertion can have on an athlete's body, and the risks that even routine medical procedures can carry. Moses Malone's legacy as one of the greatest players in NBA history remains intact. His contributions to the game are etched in history, and his dominance on the boards and in the paint continues to inspire future generations of players. His passing, though tragic, only reinforced his place as one of basketball's true giants, both on and off the court. Florence Griffith Joyner. Florence Griffith Joyner, affectionately known as Flo Jo, was born on December 21, 1959, in Los Angeles, California. She became a global icon in track and field during the late 1980s, shattering records and setting new standards for speed. Flo Jo's electrifying presence on the track was matched only by her distinctive fashion, which included her signature one-legged racing suits and elaborate nails. She is widely regarded as one of the greatest sprinters in the history of the sport, known particularly for her performances in the 100 meters and 200 meters. In 1988, Griffith Joyner captured the world's attention at the Summer Olympics in Seoul, where she won 3 gold medals and 1 silver. Her victories in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x100 meter relay made her the star of the Games. Flo Jo set the world record for both the 100 meters, 10.49 seconds, and 200 meters, 21.34 seconds, marks that still stand today. Her speed, combined with her charismatic personality and bold fashion choices, made her a media sensation and an enduring symbol of strength and excellence in sports. Despite her immense success, Flo Jo's career was short-lived. After retiring from professional track and field in 1988, she maintained a relatively low profile, making sporadic appearances and focusing on family life. However, her health began to decline in the years following her retirement. Florence had long struggled with a neurological disorder that caused uncontrollable seizures, a condition that she had kept largely private. In 1998, at the age of 38, Florence Griffith Joyner passed away unexpectedly in her sleep. Her cause of death was later attributed to complications from a seizure which had been a long-standing issue for her. While some of her fans and family members believed that the pressures of maintaining her competitive edge and her intense training regimen might have played a role in her health decline, the seizure that ultimately claimed her life came as a shock to the world. Florence's sudden passing at such a young age was tragic, especially given her status as the fastest woman ever to race. Her death brought increased awareness about the risks associated with neurological disorders, particularly those involving seizures. Florence Griffith Joyner's legacy, however, is far more than her records. She was a trailblazer who proved that women in track and field could be just as powerful, athletic, and stylish as their male counterparts. Her influence still resonates in athletics, and her records continue to inspire new generations of sprinters. Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac born. Bernard Jeffrey McCullough, on October 5, 1957 in Chicago, Illinois, was a giant in the world of comedy. His unique style, which blended raw, unapologetic humor with a profound understanding of human nature, earned him a spot among the most beloved stand-up comedians of his generation. Bernie's rise to fame was marked by his breakthrough performances on Def Comedy Jam, where his no-holds-barred comedy captivated audiences and established him as one of the most fearless voices in entertainment. His comedy wasn't just about jokes, it was about speaking to the heart of life's most difficult situations. Bernie Mac's ability to make audiences laugh while addressing topics such as family dynamics, race, and personal struggles was a hallmark of his work. His larger-than-life personality translated well to film and television, where he starred in his own sitcom, The Bernie Mac Show, which ran from 2001 to 2006. The show, where he played a fictionalized version of himself raising his sister's children, was critically acclaimed for its honest portrayal of family life and Mac's brilliant comic timing. Despite his success, Bernie Mac's personal life was far from easy. Throughout his career, he struggled with health issues, particularly with sarcoidosis, an autoimmune disease that causes inflammation of tissues and organs. Sarcoidosis affected his lungs, causing significant difficulty with breathing and leading to chronic health problems. Mac was open about his condition, but continued to perform, refusing to let it hold him back. His fans admired his tenacity and his ability to bring joy to others despite the challenges he faced in his own life. In 2008, Bernie Mac's health took a sudden and devastating turn. He had been battling sarcoidosis for several years, but complications from the disease combined with a severe case of pneumonia ultimately led to his untimely death on August 9, 2008, at the age of 50. After a 3-week battle with pneumonia, Bernie passed away in a Chicago hospital, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and love. His death shocked the entertainment world, and tributes poured in from fans and fellow comedians alike who remembered him not just for his comedic genius, but for his kind heart and unyielding work ethic. Bernie Mac's passing was a poignant reminder of how illness can often lurk behind the scenes of even the most vibrant public figures. Despite his larger-than-life persona on stage, Bernie's struggles with health were personal and quiet. His death highlighted the toll that chronic illnesses like sarcoidosis can have on an individual, particularly when they continue to push forward in their careers and personal lives. Today, Bernie Mac's influence on comedy remains profound. His fearless approach to addressing tough subjects with humor and honesty has made him an iconic figure in entertainment. Although he passed away far too soon, his body of work continues to bring laughter to millions, ensuring that his comedic legacy will never be forgotten. Kim Porter and Bernie Mac both left a lasting impact on the world, yet their untimely deaths raise important questions about health and the pressures of public life. Kim's sudden passing from pneumonia and Bernie's death due to complications from sarcoidosis highlight the often hidden struggles that many celebrities face behind closed doors. As we remember their extraordinary contributions to entertainment, we must also reflect on the personal battles they fought in silence. What can be done to raise more awareness about the health challenges that these icons and many others face? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring stories.